Hello, welcome to Alex video number 10. I just got finished watching Alex video number 9, and I made that one on the 22nd. Today is February 3rd. So it's been almost 2 weeks. And so I have a little bit of an update to give on some of the things that I talked about last week. Well, first of all, here where I live, the cedar's gone, so I haven't had any allergy problems this week. That's been good. The bad news is that my diet, last time I told you I'd been eating really well, and I had been. Unfortunately, that is out the window, like has happened 20 times before. The sugar cravings and the cakes and the sweets, and that came through, and I just I lost it a few days ago. And then every day afterwards it's like, well, you've already lost it, so go ahead and have some sweets today. You start again tomorrow. So it's a definite challenge, and something that I anticipate. Well, it's something I'm just gonna have to get over. I think I've been going to touching back with some of my roots, going to Alcoholics Anonymous and alumni meetings. One thing that's great about being Alex is Alex has had his tentacles in every kind of mental health and rehabilitation health, and gone to rehab and psychiatric hospital. And some of these people give you some kind of support after the fact, that they took a lot of money from you, so that's nice. And sometimes they'll answer your email, people who work there and stuff like that. So anyway, I watched Alex video number 9 as a reminder, and the main thing I wanted to mention is with the food not going well, it's been a bit of a rough go at it. When I eat the sweets, not only everything gets worse, all my functioning, and I've talked a little bit about some of the sleep function, sex function, digestive function, all those things get worse. I don't know why. So I also spent a lot of time last video guessing at my own problems, and I thought, because of this bone pain that I continue to have, it's probably better than it was then. I've been supplementing with magnesium throughout the day. I can't tolerate too much of it, like some people can, and the amount I can tolerate kicks my butt and makes me tired, and almost like a stupor. So I'm working on that, and I've been, I haven't been keeping track the last couple of days of what I've been eating, but I've tried some. I'm going to try a couple of new things, and I'm going back a little bit to some of the old diets that I tried in the past. The GAPS diet for you players at home, and the SCD diet. And the SCD diet is sort of the basis of the GAPS protocol, and that's got started for people with severe intestinal problems. And my problems are maybe coming down that pike. They're becoming more severe. I wouldn't say they're there yet, but things definitely aren't going well. And there's so I have two theories, right? These are my working theories based on what I know. One is maybe I have an absorption problem that's because of basically the sweets that I eat. I've got so much bacterial growth in the small bowel that I'm not getting enough. And plus, I was on some stupid diets. I don't have enough calcium, and then not getting enough magnesium, and my bone problems really respond to coffee. And there's a few reasons I could guess why that is, and I just guess because I am not that smart, and I am on drugs that make me even stupider, and that is diazepam and clonazepam, and I wonder how those affect my digestion, but I have not been able to reduce them, because that's actually what started this whole deal for me. was at least this phase of it, the digestive problem, was modulating that dose and then getting under a lot of stress. And looking back on it, I'd been taking a course of antibiotics, a 3-month course of antibiotics, so that definitely could have been a factor. But so I lost my train of thought. But what the other two things that happened is I had a chance to get some labs back, and the labs came back okay. The autoimmune problems that I've had, this ANA reading, which is came back in a pattern indicative of various autoimmune disease, and also the ANA titer, which came back out of range and precursor to, in particular, rheumatoid arthritis. So with all this bone pain in joints and stuff, also my teeth have been bothering me. They just feel weak, which is making me sensitive to cold, and I'm wondering maybe if I do have a sort of problem going on internally, and I am plucking some calcium, if I'm starting to pluck it from my teeth. I don't know. So I went to the dentist actually for a $50 visit, and he gave the dentist. He was not too surprised to see my gums and my teeth. I've been dealing with refluxing for about a year, so sensitivity he wasn't too surprised about, and the gums and the teeth aren't perfect. But it's been a year of reflux that I can't put the brakes on. So he gave me a prescription fluoride toothpaste. The problem is every goddamn prescription thing I've tried has just made things worse. But I don't, I like to keep my teeth as crappy as they are, drinking. What's funny to me is, like, oh hell, I got put on medication when I was 18 and 19, medication when I was 18, heavy medication when I was 19, and didn't get off till I was 30. I turned 33 a couple months ago, and in between the time I was 18 and 19 and the time I was 31 when I got off medication, I drank a lot of coffee, I smoked cigarettes, on antipsychotics, I ate cakes, I ate cookies, I ate ice cream, I ate candy bars, peanut butter especially, Reese's, right? And so I drank beer, I smoked, I did drugs, street drugs that are not, that you smoke, that are not good for your teeth. And now that but through the whole thing, I had no significant digestive problems other than constipation here and there with anxiety. And I got off all this stuff, and it's all shot. But I'm doing a really good job this week of sort of dealing with it, and having my mindset. I went on to this Earth Clinic website, and one of the other scenarios or possibilities that I've entertained is maybe I have a leaky gut syndrome, which is one of these alternative diagnoses. And well, if there's particles getting into my bloodstream, maybe that's promoting these odd autoimmune responses on the blood work. And then I got on this site and saw these people like it's hopeless and it'll never cure, and it's all this stuff like that. And actually, that stuff usually doesn't bother me because having been through what I've been through, like I've talked about before, I feel like it could never get worse than where it was. And also, I've got a pretty good mind for not letting fear or anything like that. I mean, I think that's kind of I've worked hard to get to a point where I can do a good job of filtering those thoughts, but it's not surprising that it bothered me, because all that stuff goes out the window if I'm not eating right. And I was eating sweets, and I don't know why I like whipped cream. Or maybe you like whipped cream, maybe it's just good. But, so let me tell you all the things that I've quit in my life. I've quit, a number of psychiatric medications, like 20-something. Like even Klonopin and stuff like that. I quit drinking when I was an alcoholic. I was a drug-induced alcoholic, so it wasn't a real one, but I drank like a real one. So I quit drinking. I quit smoking cigarettes. Then I quit with nicotine gum. Then I quit using nicotine gum. Then I quit diet soda, which I used to drink probably 50 cans of diet soda a week on drugs. I quit sweets up until about a year ago, or 8 months ago, whatever. Actually, it was even more recent than that. I quit coffee, but this last go round, after I first got off the mashed potato diet and tried working with this GAPS and SCD, it's just induced these sweet cravings that are the hardest craving thing I've ever dealt with. And I used to, smoke crack cocaine. It's far easier for me to abstain from that for weeks at a time and months at a time than it's been with whipped cream. And if you don't think that's up here, and if you think it's here, like it's a willpower thing, well, whatever. But, and there are reasons for that. But when I do these things, so I've reintroduced some AA stuff. I'm going to go to meetings and, talk about cravings, and they can think I'm talking about alcohol. I don't drink alcohol, and I don't have any struggles with that, but I need some people, who I can reach out to and say, hey, I'm about to make a mistake, and they can think I'm talking about Jack Daniels, but I'm talking about whipped cream, because I will not succeed if I can't get this under control. I gotta get my brain right. That means it needs the nutrients it needs. It means it doesn't need these floods of garbage that you get when you sweep with the big sugar rush, big carb blast of the cheap crap too, just high fructose corn syrup, just sugar, whatever, just cheap, fast, cheap, and out of control. So anyway, that's Alex this week, number 10. Finally just, me guessing at my own problems, and week to week I'll probably have different guesses, and like I said, I'm not a doctor, so it's just a guess, and I'm also on drugs that make me dumb, so it's hard for me to learn really complicated things that I'm unfamiliar with, like cell biology and organic chemistry, and try to figure out, well, why would coffee trigger bone pain other than just rudimentary, well, it increases the excretion of such and such elements, which is great, but adding those back doesn't. It's a little more complicated than that, I've found, as everything is in this deal. So anyway, if you've been following so far, which I doubt you have, this main thing is it's for me, and as I go along, I'm going to try to shorten up the videos, tighten them up, tighten my whole presentation up, and try to do a better job of speaking clearly, quickly, to the point, with not a lot of humming and hawing. Alright, well, thanks, folks. We'll see you next week. Also, last thing, actually, I'm going to make a whole new video on this one. So that's it for Alex, number 10.